Hi guys. I just got really dizzy when I sat down. Anyway, this video is gonna be about Virgos, what I think, my thoughts and feelings on Virgos. Real quick, I do sell tarot readings and astrology readings. I'll link the information down below, my Depop shop and my Etsy shop. I do prefer Depop. I just know it a little bit better. I've already given some readings on Depop, and I have a lot of fun doing it, and it's my favorite, and I really want to do that as a job, so I really appreciate all the support. Thank you, guys. Excuse me. Virgos. So excited to get into y'all's energy. I need to check the time because I got something coming up, but really excited. Okay, sorry Virgos. I'm gonna check the time real quick. Okay, perfect. So very excited to get into y'all's energies. Virgos are some of my favorite signs. Not necessarily on paper, but in day-to-day life, like I just vibe with Virgos so much because I'm a Capricorn and I got some Aquarius and Scorpio, and they kind of check off all the marks. They're mutable, and they're great communicators. Who doesn't love that? I love people who know how to communicate. So I will get into the stats. I'm already like jumping in because I'm so excited, but Virgos are, like I said, a mutable earth sign. They are the 6th sign, so the 6th house. Their symbol is the maiden or the virgin. Their glyph is kind of looks like an M, with like a little loop in it, and their planet is Mercury, and their tarot card is the Hermit. So let's get into it. So yes, they are, the 6th house is all about kind of the day-to-day routines. It's all about, your daily routine and kind of the more mundane activities that are very important that we literally would not, that kind of keep our quality of life up. So things like making our bed, cleaning the counter space, the cleaning, the cooking, because we need to eat every day. Feeding our pets are kind of routine responsibilities that we need to keep up with every day. So Virgo is, because this is the ruler, this is what rules them, they're very organized people. And organized in the sense that they have a method, they have a system in their head. Virgos get stereotyped for being clean and being clean freaks and being the most organized freaks in the world. This is not necessarily true. Anyone who has been close with a Virgo, that knows a Virgo, it's not necessarily true. There are some Virgos, and I think they pride themselves on how clean their rooms are and things like that. But there are other Virgos that are very messy, but they know where everything is. It's like that, like, organized chaos kind of thing. It's like they know in their head. If they need something, they know exactly where it is, even if the room is a complete mess kind of thing. They're on top of their shit, even if they're not, they still know what's going on. You can really rely on a Virgo to be on top of their shit. If you need to plan a trip, you want to bring your Virgo with you because they are on top of it. Their ruling planet is Mercury, so that is the planet of communication. It's the planet of like information, like processing kind of thing. So Virgos, unlike Geminis that will kind of get their communication through words, Virgos can communicate very well through systems. So they can kind of read a big situation and organize it into little parts, and that's the way that they are mercurial, is they kind of adjust to what needs to be done and they communicate through steps, through actions. So for instance, if they are working on like a work project, they're going to create like a step-by-step system that makes sense for whatever project they're working on. They'll break it down into pieces, and that's how they are like mercurial. They just, it's translating. I think that's what I'm trying to say here. They translate into like action, into steps, into a step-by-step like system that people can follow. They love their process. I think Virgos can get really like, they can put a lot of importance on their process, and they can be a little bit like love you Virgos, but a little bit like closed-minded about other people's systems because they think that their way is right a lot of the time, and it's like they can get a little bit like their way or the highway, and they don't want to hear anyone else. Like they think that they are right. They're a lot like Capricorns in that way. They just like, they trust themselves. They know they're doing it well, because they do, like they do things well, and like they're very trustworthy and reliable, and I feel like they trust themselves a lot, and then they have trouble trusting other people sometimes, and like being open-minded to their way of doing things that could be different from the Virgo way of doing things. Like I think that's kind of a Virgo lesson, is like there are other right ways to do things, you know? So yeah, they can get, they definitely can think that they're right, because they are super smart. Like it doesn't come from nowhere. It's not like unearned like confidence. They are super smart, super on it, very focused, very present. Being an earth sign, they're very grounded and aware of what's happening around them. That's something I like about Virgos, that they don't really let things pass them by. They're very like aware in that way. The little details don't slip them by, and that's another thing. Super detail oriented. They're very much have an eye for details and can catch small things. So kind of human lie detectors. You don't want to try to fool a Virgo. Waste of time. Super smart people, super on it. I think that they can get like very intuitive too. They just have a keen like eye, and they can sense when something is off. It's not even intuition like from a feeling. It's like they're very logical. Have like very good common sense, and like very wise also. And this is very much an earth sign thing too. I find like they're kind of just badasses. Like they're they're hard workers. They have this drive to them, and they'll usually make it to like manager status. I think they enjoy being manager because they like being in like a higher position and kind of like getting to, you know, take charge of things and do things their way and like get other people to do things their way, and they'd much rather be managers than like work for someone else because they really believe in their way of doing things, and they just think that they know like the right way to do things. But so yeah, they do get to manager positions. They're very much like I said, driven and hardworking, and they have an incredible like self-discipline and patience and like will to get things done. So they are the type that like you'll see them, like if there are Virgos that struggle with addictions, like they're the ones to overcome those addictions because they just like they have the determination, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They're just impressive people. They've been able to achieve like a lot in their life, and they give like girl boss, that's exactly enough said. Beyonce is a Virgo, so there you go. Like that's like girl boss energy. It's like, you know, they're not the types to get like outshined by a man. Like they have this like masculine energy in a relationship. They take charge, they hold up their end of the bargain. Very independent people. Like they can take care of themselves. They do not need to be taken care of. They can take care of their money. Yeah, and they love to nurture. Virgos are usually really good at cooking. I think the 6th house has to do with cooking as well, so there you go. Naturally very good at cooking. They're good at following a recipe because they got that mercurial, like, smartness, so smartness, but yeah, but they're good at following a recipe. They're good at following instructions in general, and they could even make their own recipes, I feel like, if they got like good enough. So yeah, they're really great cooks usually. They're super like good with health, I think, like generally. They just have they're in touch with their bodies, and I forgot to mention, Virgo is the gut. It rules the gut. So they are super like aware of their health. And you know, the gut is like there, like when we get a bad gut feeling, it's like to protect our health, you know, and when we get a good gut feeling, it's like because this thing is like good for us. And so they very much are aware of like what's good and bad for them. They're not really the types of people that, again, depending on the rest of their chart, but hopefully you guys know this by now, but I'm talking about pure Virgo energy. Just take out all the other signs. We're just talking Virgos. So they're not gonna get like all swept up in like eating junk food and unhealthy things. They can be. That's the thing. I'm gonna get a little deep for a second. Like Virgos are, they can really appear to have their shit together, but I think that they sometimes think that people really like expect that. I think Virgos can get really self-critical and have very high expectations for themselves. So because of this, they expect themselves to have it together all the time, and they don't let themselves fall apart sometimes. And because of this, sometimes Virgos can seem like they have it all together, but if you look a little closer, their life is falling apart. Love you, Virgos, again. But it's just like a thing with that, like the Virgos, like, you can be easier on yourself. People don't really expect much of you, and they don't really care that much. Like, everyone's just too concerned with themselves. So I think that's the thing that Virgos need to learn, is to be a little bit easier on themselves. They tend to be stressed out and just have they put others in high standards, but they put themselves in even higher standards. And I think that they get disappointed by people a lot because they have high standards, and they expect like honesty from people. They're very honest themselves and very good communicators, so I think they expect like good communication from others. So yeah, I think that like they could afford to be a little easier on themselves. So I think that's kind of the Virgo lesson in life, is to let loose sometimes and also take care of themselves, because they can be the types to take care of everyone else and rescue everyone else, but fail to put themselves first sometimes. So I think that's another Virgo lesson. But yeah, if you're watching and you're Virgo, you are amazing. You are literally, you're great. Like, you're honest, you're a true friend, you're reliable, you're solid. So it's okay to mess up sometimes. You don't have to be perfect. And yeah, I'm trying to keep these like 15 minutes long, so I'm gonna end it here. But thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for checking out my shops, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.